Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going over the basic tools and basic shortcuts in Adobe After Effects. The first basic tool is the selection tool. To get to the selection tool, you can either hit the arrow up here or hit V on your keyboard. It's the main tool for navigating the program menus and interacting with elements within the composition. So with the selection tool, I can obviously click any of the buttons within Adobe After Effects. You can also move your composition, resize it. If I had a shape element, it would allow me to select that and move it around within the composition. The next tool is the hand tool. You can either click the hand or use the shortcut H. This moves your view around within the composition. So with the hand tool, if I drag, instead of dragging the clip outside of the bounds of the composition, like the selection tool does here, it's actually just moving the way that I'm seeing the clip. The zoom tool does what you would expect it to. You can also access it by hitting Z. It's going to zoom in on the part of the clip that I click. If you hold down Alt, it'll zoom out. This can be used in conjunction with the hand tool. So say I zoom in here, hit H to select the hand tool, you can then drag around in this zoomed in view. To zoom in, you can also use the magnification ratio pop-up window to choose a percentage of zoom or to zoom you back out to fit it to screen. The next tool is the rotation tool, which you can access with shortcut W. This will allow you to rotate things within your composition. The next tool on the bar is the camera tool and the pan behind tool. Those are both advanced tools that we'll talk about in another tutorial. The rectangle tool or the shape tool, accessed by Q, lets you either mask or draw shapes within your composition. So if you're not selected on any element, you'll draw a shape when you use the tool. Otherwise, if you are selected on an element, using the shape tool will create a mask on that element. If you hit Alt while pressing the shape tool, it will change what kind of shape it is. The pen tool also works very similar to the shape tool and can be used to make custom shapes or masks. So maybe I want to mask this shape for some reason. Once I select all the anchor points, then it will mask out. The same as if I'm not selected on a layer and I use the tool, it will make a custom shape. The next tool is the text tool. Obviously, you're going to use this to add text. So I can select, type a word, move it into my composition if it's outside. Can also hit Alt and click the text tool and it'll change it to a vertical text. You can also type vertically. These next tools, the brush tool, stamp tool, eraser, roto brush, and puppet position, we're going to talk about in later tutorials. So that's it for the basic tools. I also did want to go over some basic shortcuts in this video as well. Probably the most important shortcut is Control S. So the first time you hit Control S, it's going to bring up the Save As window. So I'm going to name this Adobe After Effects Shortcuts. I'm going to save it. Now, anytime you hit Control S, it's going to save your project, which is very important because sometimes Adobe After Effects crashes or you exit out of it. You don't want to lose all the progress that you've put into your composition just because of a crash. So it's good to get into the habit of just frequently hitting Control S, letting it save, and then if something does happen to the program, at least you'll be able to reload it and have all your work still there. Some more important shortcuts are Control Z and Shift Control Z. So Control Z is undo, so it undoes the last thing that you did in your composition. Shift Control Z will redo anything, which is a very good way to look at the difference between two setups. So maybe I'm not sure if I want beach here, or if I want beach over here. If I hit Control Z, it's going to move back. Control Shift Z, and it can help me decide which one I want without constantly changing it back and forth. Those are the basic tools and shortcuts in Adobe After Effects. There are tons and tons of shortcuts and tons of ways to use the different tools, so we'll go over more advanced shortcuts and tools in other tutorials. Thank you for watching.